right, we're going to talk about honesty today. That's our life skill that we're working on in our classes. And this is success training with me, Dr. Greg Moody. I'm going to be with you today for a few minutes. And this comes from our book, The Life Skills of Leaders. You can see this online at Amazon as well if you want to get some more backup material. But what we're going to cover today is not just honesty in the sense that you're probably thinking about, but a little bit more in depth about how it can really affect you and benefit you if it's something that you work on. So a couple of things about that. When we think about honesty, I want you to think about these kind of middle lines of honesty. One-on-one is what usually we think about in terms of honesty. One-on-one means I'm going to tell you the truth. And because I tell you the truth, you're going to believe that I'm trustworthy. And that's a benefit to me because then I get respect because I'm trustworthy. So that's good. That's a good part of honesty. So all of that's beneficial. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to generally be, well, not generally, hopefully all the time be truthful. Being truthful always is only part of the story. That's our story, but it's I want to tell the complete part of what that means. So what people think about again is I tell you the truth, you tell me the truth. If you are a person that does that more, then you'll tend to be the kind of person that receives that in return. It tends to get truth back to you in return. People tend to be more honest with you. They'll believe in, but mostly the more important part is that you'll be the trustworthy person. You'll be the person that they can believe in more. That doesn't just mean that you tell them correct things, but you're going to be the one that tells that they can count on. So it's not just about what you say, it's about you're the kind of person that you can count on, that they can believe in. The other kind of honesty, there's two other parts of this. This is one-on-one, you and another person. The other kind of honesty is one to a group. Now, this honesty is leadership. I'm leading a group and I can tell the group that what's coming down. I can tell the group real facts and they can believe in me. If I was a teacher and I tell them things that they know isn't really true, then I'm not going to have much credibility as a teacher. Or as martial arts instructors, if we teach material that wouldn't really work in real life, we're not going to be able to continue to have credibility as martial arts instructors. If I was teaching math and the math problems I taught didn't really have any real world application, I wouldn't really have any credibility as a math instructor. Same as a football coach. If I taught blocking and when the football game happened and everything blew up and none of the stuff that I taught my football team worked, then they wouldn't really believe in me. So one to group is the next layer of that. This one's the leadership part of honesty. But there's another part of honesty that kind of builds everything up. And this is the one self. This is the self-honesty. Where I think about this the most is when I'm teaching class or I'm having somebody do some work, might be outside of class, it might be one of the classes I teach for the university. And maybe somebody's stretching though. Let's use that example. That's a good one. So somebody's stretching, I'm telling them to stretch. There's no way for me to know whether they're stretching as full as they possibly can, whether they're extending themselves as hard as they possibly can, whether they're pushing themselves as hard as they possibly can. I mean, the only way I'd know is if they went too far and they hurt themselves. So let's say somebody's stretching and they are bending over, let's say, and they're stretching their hamstring. They are the only ones in the world that are going to know whether they're getting a full stretch. So same with, let's say I ask them to do push-ups and I give you 1 minute to do as many push-ups as you can possibly do. Now for you, that might be 20 push-ups or it could be 100 push-ups if you're in really good shape. And are the push-ups as good as you can possibly do? Are they the correct form? And for you, are you doing them as as hard as you can do, as many as you can possibly do, exhausting yourself as much as you can possibly do without hurting yourself. So you're the only one that can be the judge of that. So this self-honesty determines how hard you can achieve this achievement. So this is our achievement level of honesty. If we push ourselves as hard as we can, hard but not too hard, and this goes back to one of our other workshops where we talked about people are the happiest when they're pushing themselves as hard as they possibly can. It's hard, but not so hard that they hurt themselves, or so hard that it's not too hard that they don't think they can accomplish their goals. And they're also doing things that are related to measurable goals. A little bit different topic, but as far as this goes, if you're pushing yourself as hard as you can, then you're going to feel the best about yourself, and it's where you start to achieve the most. We can use the example of weightlifting. When you're lifting weights, you can lift weights all day long, but if you're lifting weights that are too light and you don't do very many repetitions, you're not going to get much muscle growth. If you do weights that are difficult and you do enough repetitions, you'll get muscle growth in whatever dimension that you're trying to get, whether it's increasing your speed or increasing your muscle mass. So this is the level of achievement of honesty. One-on-one is the level of trustworthiness, and that's usually what people think of when they think of honesty. One to group is leadership level of honesty. Hopefully that helps you guys, and it makes sense as you develop the idea of what honesty means. And when we talk about being truthful always, it's about being truthful in all three of these levels and all three of these areas. Hope you guys have a great day and you take these lessons to heart and you share them with all of your friends. Bring them into the school, or at least share them. And for you to teach this to other people is how you get better at them every day. I hope you have a great day and have a good week.